Hello and welcome to all you Leos out there. This is your yearly horoscope for Leo for the year of 2023. A bit in a nutshell, of course. So this is just to show you what the flavor is and in the year of 2023 and specifically for Leos. So I'm going to be focusing on, of course, the Venus retrograde because it's in your sign. And Pluto up until Jupiter, what are they doing? Let's get started with the most important thing for you Leos out there. There's going to be a Venus retrograde and it's going to happen in your sign. So Venus stays normally a couple of weeks in your sign. And but now it's going to be as from July up until September, and it's going backwards and forwards. Now the degree that it does that is at 28 degrees where it goes backwards, and then it goes direct again on 12 degrees. So if you have Leo planets there, this is very significant for you. But as I said, all the Leos will feel it. And when a Venus is going retrograde in your sign, it's like you are reassessing yourself when it comes to Venus themes, which is your appearance. So you could be changing something. And it could also mean what you love about yourself, how you profile yourself, or what you want to change there. Your value around self is you're taking a loop and you're looking at it, and you are reassessing those things. And in order for you to improve it and to be even more attractive than you are, because that's what it's all about, the Venus retrograde in your sign. Venus in your sign is definitely attracting more people, but when it's going retrograde, it's like a longer period of time where you focus more on you, you focus more love on you, and it's a good thing to do that, to improve yourself. And again, that could be your physical body, but it could also mean how you view yourself. So what an interesting Venus retrograde that is for you. And it squares up to Uranus the whole month of July. So definitely for you, it could also have to do with your work, basically, that there are some changes there, and you are changing because of the changes that you are making at your workplace or vice versa. And it's quite exciting when Venus squares Uranus. For those of you who don't have a relationship, there could be happening something there. All of a sudden, out of the blue, in a very unexpected way. And that is what Venus square Uranus is all about. Normally Venus squares Uranus, that is a couple of days that you feel that. But now, as I said, the whole month of July has that energy. So yeah, I like it for you. I definitely like it. It's definitely something that we're going to look at a bit more in depth when I do the monthly horoscopes. Now, what about the another Mars was retrograde, or is still this year in 2022, but it's going direct the 12th, 13th of January, and that's going to be for you in your 11th house of hopes and wishes and dreams. So that's a good thing. You start the year with a lot of hope, with a lot of going forwards, with a lot of social activities there as well. So that is quite optimistic to start the year. Now, what is Pluto doing? Pluto is in Capricorn for most time of the year, but so that means that Pluto is there for already a long time in your 6th house. So you're slowly transforming your day-to-day life, your day-to-day routines, so that it's more real, more authentic. You want a real job, you want good health, real health, and you want to transform because of that. But it becomes way more important for you, this Pluto transit, especially the very, very early born Leos, so the ones who are born in July, between 0 and 2 degrees of Leo, they will feel it the most, but all of you Leos will feel it, is that Pluto shifts into Aquarius, which is your opposite sign. How exciting. It is from March to June, so a very small pocket of time that you already are feeling Pluto opposite your sign. So that is important for your relationships. So you're going to attract more Plutonian relationships. You're going to learn about what it is to, when you give your power away, how to take it back. So we can give our power away to people that we find very powerful, whether that is someone who's very sexually attractive, someone who's very financially strong, someone who's very knowledgeable in a way, and etc., etc. And this Pluto learns you not to give your power away to that person, but to take it back so that you have a balance, a 50-50. So power struggles could be really, during that period of time emerging, but it says that you need to get that balance between the 50% giving and taking in a relationship. So that is going to be a very important theme for the next couple of years, basically, when Pluto will be in Aquarius, but where you already start seeing these shifts for you. Neptune is still in Pisces, not a big deal for you. It's the same as last year, and it's still going to be. So that is very interesting when you want to learn about the occult, when you want to understand yourself a little bit better on a, you could say on an empathic level. It's not so good when investments and all of that, mostly because it can be a little bit, unless you have very strong intentions and very pure intentions, that is. But in a whole, this Neptune can also increase your intimacy with a special person. So, and that is a good thing indeed. Now, Uranus, of course, is the most important planet still in the year of 2022 when it comes to these outer planets, because it's in a fellow fixed sign of Taurus, and it's going to be in up until 14 degrees up until 23 degrees of Taurus. So you Leos out there who've got personal planets between 14 degrees and 23 degrees of Leo, you will feel this square the most. So let's see who, when you were born between like the 7th of August up until, you could say up until, hang on, the 16th of August. So you will feel it the most. But of course, all Leos will feel it. But good news here. Yes, in 2022, Uranus clashes almost the whole year with Saturn. That's gone. That's gone. And that is good news. So make sure that when you're watching this in 2022, that you still do the best you can when it comes to grounding yourself, particularly in relationships, because that's where Saturn still is. And but yes, the square is gone, so it means that you Leos out there, when you want to do something new, to liberate yourself, particularly when it comes to your career, it's possible. But it's going to be a little bit unsettling though, because it's a square after all. So again, Uranus is never good or bad. It's what we do with it. And so yes, if you are that kind of, it shows a reflection of Leos wanting to have more independence in their career. For sure. That they, and even if they work for someone, they need quite a lot of independence. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it will be a little bit more, you will have to do a little bit more effort and get out of the comfort zone in order to achieve that. Now, Saturn is, as I said, still in Aquarius for you up until March. So then it shifts into Pisces. So that means that up until March, there's still testing energy when it comes to your relationships, because Saturn in the 7th house is what that is all about. It's a test when it comes to your relationships. It's, what do I want? That other person, is this other person holding me back? Of course, it seems like that. They are a mirror. But what does it say according to myself? Why am I holding myself back? So these are the questions that are still on board up until March. But then it shifts into your 8th house, Saturn. So there and up until the rest of the year in Pisces. So there the question could be a little bit more about how can I be more vulnerable? But the thing is, it won't be that easy, because when Saturn is in the 8th house, you want to be vulnerable. You crave for intimacy for sure, but it's not always easy, because either you have to be careful or you want to be protecting yourself. The same when it comes to financial endeavors, when it comes to you sharing resources with another person, you have to be very, very economical with Saturn in your 8th house. So it's not the time to throw, to buy the Lamborghinis and if you're only having €1,000 a month. You see, that I'm exaggerating, of course, but Saturn in the 8th house can be a little bit restrictive when it comes to your investments, when it comes to energy that you share with another person on an intimate level, but it's all there to ground you and to be realistic, so to improve it. And if you're doing that, you can accomplish improvements after the Saturn is gone there, but it will stay for the rest of the year of 2023 in Pisces then. The North Node is also shifting. And so up until May time, North Node is still in Taurus. For you, it is, yes, North Node is still in Taurus, right? Am I right here? Yes, I am right. I want to say so many things at the same time. And it's going to shift into Aries, the North Node. And that's a very, very good thing, because that happens around May time. And that means that your shift has to do with fire that you are going to feel around. Did I say May? It is July. It is July. So the nodes are shifting in July. Mea culpa if I'm mixing this all up, but it's quite confusing. You know how many things are. Look at that. It's complicated. Anyway, astrology is complicated. I'm not gonna say that it's easy peasy. Anyway, but what I'm trying to say here is, I hope that you forgive me. The North Node is shifting into Aries. I like that so much for you, because not only it is a fellow fire sign, it's also gonna shift in a very nice house, which is the 9th house. So this could mean more travel, more education, more learning, more opening up your horizons and perspectives, so that you feel more connected with all there is. That is fantastic. So you need to focus on that. You need to focus a little bit more on the bigger picture rather than your day-to-day knowledge, etc., which is also important, but you know what I mean. So that's been happening in July. And before July, of course, this North Node is still in your 10th house of career. So definitely make the best out of that. To go for a new career, it's definitely on between now and July to increase that opportunity, but to make the most out of that and to liberate yourself from that. So what a year. All in all, it's one of the years where these outer planets are not making annoying angles with each other. So that shows, you could say, on a level when it comes to you handling all these different energies on an easier way. But again, it's quite important, for you Leos on actually on your whole life path, because of this Venus for you, but also on relationships. Because of the Saturn, when I talked about the intimacy and all of that, and also of the career. So it's a significant year for you. It's a significant year for you. I would say make the most out of it. You will do well, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.